Episode 1, Return to Forum. We kick off Season 3 of Spectacular Spider-Man with giving us a job of this episode to slow things down. It's been a few months and Peter is finally back in school. We finally get to catch up after all the hectic stuff happening in the last 2 seasons. We kick off the episode with an opening narration from Peter Parker, catching us up on what he did all summer. Peter didn't do much as he was by himself. He should have been spending time with his friends, but he broke up with his cheerleader girlfriend, Liz Allen, in Season 2 to get together with his best friend, Gwen Stacy, who at the time was dating his other friend, Harry. They wanted to be together, but after Harry's father died, Gwen was forced to stay with him from keeping Harry to go back on the green. We see in these scenes how Harry uses manipulation and tactics to get to Gwen, as he's holding on to every last bit of his humanity. This season as a whole will highlight Harry's downfall, as he is losing every piece of his own sanity. We catch up with the Parker household and get a scene of Peter and Aunt May. Peter will be getting ready for school the next day, as today's his last day of summer. He's packing his backpack, and May said that she noticed Peter hadn't really done much all summer, and worries if something's wrong, because he's usually always out and about. Peter can't tell her about the Spider-Man portion that stopped him, so he just says that because it's summer, everyone else is probably busy. We see that Harry and Gwen haven't texted Peter all summer, and this bothers him a bit. He thinks maybe Gwen's just helping Harry get through this dark time, and that's why. We slowly see in these scenes how things aren't the same as they used to. Peter's relationships have started slipping through the cracks ever since Norman Osborn's death. He sees that his friends are ignoring him, but isn't sure what to do about the situation. We catch up with Midtown High and get introduced to everyone, all the old faces that we have seen. And they all sit down and Professor Warren hands everyone their brand new textbooks for a new year. This is very much a new chapter in Peter's life, but Harry Osborn comes into class late. Peter gestures to him as he sits down, but Harry puts his head on the desk, almost as if he didn't even hear him. We then cut to the gleaming bright Oscorp Tower, where none other than Donald Mencken steps up to the podium. He says that in the wake of Norman Osborn's death, he is very sorry that everything happened. He thinks that Norman would have wanted him to take the job as CEO, and he has accepted, vowing to make this company a better place. Mencken steps down and everyone applauds him. However, Emily Osborn stands in the corner with a frown. She will have a much bigger role in this season, as it seems like she would rather have someone like Harry or herself be in charge, not Mencken. We cut back to Peter and the other students heading out. Neither Gwen or Harry has talked to Peter in a while. He sees Gwen down the corridor, but she looks like she might be late for something, so Peter lets her go. MJ is friendly to Peter, though, asking if he wants to hang out with her later. Peter says sure, as it'd be nice to see a friendly face. However, in this scene, MJ will sort of be prying, as she alludes to some bruises on Peter's face, asking where he got those. Peter tries to make an excuse that he got them playing sports, and seems to reassure him. However, we will already be set up in episode 1 of this season. We'll have much more of a focus on MJ. She's evolving from being a side character to a main member of the cast. She's an interest in Peter because of the mystery that he has, and she really wants to unravel it. She tells Peter that she'll come by his place at 7:30 and they can hang out there. Before Peter goes home, he and Gwen will be doing their ESU internship, but it's awkward. They just stare at each other. They are still interning for Miles Warren ever since he took the lab from Connors by blackmailing him, but Peter and Gwen don't know this. Warren won't have a big focus in this season, but it feels like every side character will have more appearances. I want to continue the Spectacular Spider-Man fashion of how every character has a purpose. Warren's will be in the background to get mysterious. He seems to have an interest in the two of them because of how smart they are, how Connor spoke highly of them, as did his brother. Spider-Man will be swinging through the city after class, and we finally get to see Peter back in that suit again. Spider-Man will be chill, just narrating to himself about everything, when suddenly someone throws food at him. Spider-Man turns around to see who it was, and someone else does it again. He asks them what they're doing, and they say he's a menace, and Jameson is right about him. Spider-Man is confused, and they toss a newspaper to him. We then transition to a POV of Peter smashing his fist as the newspaper reads, Norman Osborn publicly revealed as the Green Goblin, murdered by Spider-Man. Turns out that Jameson and some of his reporters got some old camera footage of the battle between Spider-Man and the Green Goblin, allowing them to figure out his identity, but also making Spider-Man known as a murderer. Peter doesn't get it. Why would they think that? He didn't kill Osborn. He killed himself. He has to have a word with Jonah about this. But all of a sudden, the door knocks. It's MJ. Peter scrambles. He'd forgotten all about her coming. And what is he going to do? Aunt May is in the kitchen preparing dinner, and she opens the door for her. MJ says that she and Peter were going to hang out. And Aunt May says that's great, but she doesn't know where Peter is. She calls him, and MJ says she'll get him, as she can see that May is busy with breakfast. MJ goes upstairs, but Peter is trying to change and desperately get that last Spidey suit off. And he then sees someone in the doorway and yells at Aunt May to not come in. He's naked, but MJ says it's her. Peter says, oh, sort of embarrassed. But he quickly manages to get the costume open as MJ comes in. He then says he's ready to go and hang out as that last Spidey sleeve is still in the doorway, and MJ catches a glimpse of it. We're not sure what this means, but it may mean more for them in the future. The two of them find a stand nearby and get a bite to eat. Peter's enjoying himself and brandishes a smile, and MJ notices this, asking sarcastically, is this the first time he's been happy? Peter says, yeah, and he confesses a bit about to her that he's been lonely all summer. Peter and MJ are friends, but MJ's carefree nature has made it hard for Peter to really place things about her, but now he can tell that she does want to help him. She confesses that she's heard that things were rough between him and Gwen from her aunt. Yeah, since her aunt's friends with Aunt May, but MJ tells Peter, keep your head up, Tiger, and he smiles, until suddenly Peter's phone vibrates. He excuses himself, and MJ narrows her eyes, thinking how Peter's always running off. He then gets an alert that a crime is going down Peter's side, saying, why does Spider-Man always have to happen inconveniently? He wants to just take a day off today, but he can't, because Peter knows that with great power comes great responsibility. He puts his costume on and swings to the scene, quickly webbing up the thugs, but the police don't come to help him. They shout that he's a murderer. He swings away, and Captain Stacy has a sad expression, almost hinting that he doesn't really believe all this stuff. Peter makes it back. Something big is coming. He can feel it. As the episode comes to a close. Thank you everyone for watching. I do plan to make this episode, I've re-uploaded season 1 a lot because I wanted it to be perfect. Now I finally feel like removing the season in a satisfying conclusion. So be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment.